We are constantly looking for, let's say, sale down, which is value creation, by removing small businesses, which takes away unduly large attention. Quite a few of them we will see one by one unlocking the value, and over a year, maybe few will go, over 3 years balance will go. We sold general insurance, we have sold the Katupalli port, we are looking at other restructuring possibilities. They are part and parcel of value unlocking. If I can succeed in value unlocking and value creation initiative I just talked about, our profit may go up by 1,000 crore.
And if I look at IPOs, 2 IPOs back to back, in the next 1 year, are any companies within the group IPO ready?
For the time being, it looks it is not. But over 3 to 5 years, 1 or 2 may happen.
L&T Realty, it's also a candidate 2-3 years down the road?
No. Because all the land belongs to L&T. And they are on L&T name. Transferring it to L&T Realty will mean a lot of tax. So we would rather, let's say, build the value in L&T partly, and partly the number of joint ventures that we have formed with other developers will be directly into reality.
Mr. Naik, one question that often occurred to me, you have such a large facility in Powai, the heart of the city. Is it something that you would want to continue like that, or is it viable for the factories to maybe move to a more remote location?
We have moved all the factories now, except for heavy engineering. That too only half is left, half is moved. And entire Powai East now is a reality campus. Entire Powai East. And Powai West is starting in 17. And Powai West phase 1 will be over in 2020. And Powai East will be over in 2018. And then we have similar factories have all moved out in Chennai.
Now let's turn to the other big thing, which is divestment. You've also talked about how you are looking to raise around 10,000 crore over the next 3 to 5 years by divesting some of your non-core businesses. Which are the businesses you will retain, which are the core and which are the non-core?
We cannot name any business at this point as to how that 8 to 10,000 crore will come. But I can largely put them in a category of small and medium businesses. Those which are in few hundred crore, those which are in couple of thousand crore. Now L&T has grown with every business to be more than 5,000 crore. And consequently, these are very small businesses on which disproportionate management attention is going for what it gets out of it.
Because analysts also say that maybe over the next 1 year, you would raise something like 3,000 crore rupees from selling your non-core business. Is there a number that you're going with? Because for you, the next 1 year is going to be critical.
For me, nothing is changing. But yes, I want to make sure that as much that you can simplify the company, restructure the company such that it becomes little more easily manageable from being very, very complex company.
Under Mission Lakshya 3, you have set very ambitious targets in terms of market capitalization, in terms of revenues for the company. Given the kind of environment that we are in, we are not seeing much of a traction when it comes to infrastructure. What are your ways to achieve those lofty targets?
Over the years, rightly, wrongly, otherwise, we have many businesses which needs cleanup. And I'm doing that. Lot has been done in last 2 years. Quite a bit will be done in next 1 year. And maybe balance will be done by the new management within 2 to 3 years thereafter. This value unlocking or a value creation itself is going to create additional 25,000 crore market cap. Because our profit will move up by 1,000 crore even if there was no growth. Therefore, really you must look at around 1,75,000 after restructuring to 2,50,000. This needs no more than 12 to 12.5%, max 15% growth per annum, which we think is achievable. Yes, it is true that as much that one had expected, the in infrastructure development have not taken off. People, particularly public-private partnership, last time when they entered about 10 years back, most of the people didn't have a good experience. So they have shied away from it. Consequently, the government is spending more and more money from their own funding to really build infrastructure. But there is a limit to it. The multiplying effect is not there.
I'm trying to understand the complexion of L&T 3 to 5 years down the road. Will businesses like finance be core to L&T, I mean, going forward? I mean, are you happy with the kind of growth that the finance business has seen?
I think in the last 1 year it has done much better. You can see the stock has performed very well from being 52 rupees and which was underplaying in sums of 45, 46 rupees. It has gone to 92. So it has doubled in 1 year. I have no doubt in my mind that next year, with the kind of focus they have on return on equity and number of other initiatives which has been taken, reconstitutions of the management, new CEO has come whose focus is on return on equity. I have no doubt that the stock will move up considerably in the coming 12 months.
How important is acquisition in L&T's strategy to grow?
It's also important, particularly in infotech and technology service, because the new age technologies have come. The whole playing ground has completely changed, and therefore we can't build everything ourselves. We need to acquire some niche companies and organically build on them, and that is something we are looking around. But both are new companies, both are new IPO companies. Let them stabilize. And I think from March, April, we will get engaged in those activities as well.
Well, although infrastructure is not showing much of a traction in India, even one of your key markets, Middle East, there also we are seeing slowdown. How does it play out when it comes to L&T as a whole?
We have so well established in Middle East that, for example, while the order intake may not be with the same degree of vigor and the same degree of intensity, we are still getting a lot of orders. Shortly, within a week, we expect a 2,500 crore order from Middle East. We are right now 4,000 crore, we are in lowest two, and negotiation will start. So I think Middle East will continue to remain an important market, not necessarily as dominant as before.
In fact, some analysts also raised this concern that L&T, beginning of the year, you come up with a strong guidance, but in the second or the third quarter, you tend to cut the guidance. That also is a reflection of the state of the industry. This year, is it going to be any different?
12 to 15% of the growth which we have indicated and given a guidance for, we continue to hold that it should be possible.
We have seen not much of an action when it comes to the large projects. For example, if I look at your Hyderabad Metro project, I mean, analysts say that it will require capital support of at least 1,000 crore a year for the next few years. How do you deal with a situation like that?
I can tell you that it is worrying everyone, but of late, the stability has come now in the government. When it split Andhra and Telangana, for a long time there was uncertainty. We are getting encouragement from the government to resolve the, let's say, extra cost issue, 2.5 years of not finding right of way and other issue which caused this delay. We have also approached the central government, and we have also created a tripartite discussion between center, state and us. I do believe that some solution will be found in the next 6 months.
Today we are in a situation where the investment cycle is weak. We don't see much of a private investment happening. What will kickstart private investment? That's key to turning around the infrastructure sector.
Last time when the PPP, public-private partnership was there, it was on the grounds that people are running after it and everyone saw it as a sunrise industry, and therefore government made the norms tighter and people were still going and investing. But nobody realized that they won't be able to pay back and there will be so much of non-performing assets.
What about interest rates? I mean, we have seen the new RBI governor today say that growth will be the priority. I mean, does it make you hopeful that possibly interest rates will be cut in the coming quarters?
Well, interest rate, if you see around the world, are so high that we can't compete with anybody. I mean, the interest rate in Japan is 0, interest rate in Europe is 1 or 2%, interest rate in US is 2-3%, Here we are at 8.5, 9, and then those companies we don't have a strong balance sheet, it goes beyond 10, 11. Now, obviously, these companies are not going to be able to compete with the foreigner if they come here to compete. And therefore, if you want growth, there is no choice but to make the interest rate more attractive in favor of having a strong growth. So I welcome if the interest rate is reduced to 7.5 or not more than 8 in any case.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.